Spirituality is simple, but hard as fuck. Now, before we get into that topic, if you don't know anything about me, my name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. It's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are and helping them express who they truly are. That's why I'm so passionate about bridging the worlds of art, philosophy, mysticism, and relationships. So if that mission resonates with you, I'd appreciate if you drop this up here on YouTube. And if you're ready to take your journey to the next level, come join our community over in Masters of Alchemy, our school program. It's the first link in the description. Let me tell you my story. So a few weeks ago, I was sitting in Steak and Shake. I'd ordered just like a regular burger, had some barbecue sauce on that hoe, extra pickles, you know what I mean? And I was with my grandfather. My grandfather was actually visiting from New Jersey, and he like took me out on a shopping spree to the mall, and then we were going to get some food from Steak and Shake, right? So I had my burger, he had his. My grandfather just likes, plain burgers, get some pickles on there. I like to have some pickles, some onions, some grilled onions, you know what I mean? Some barbecue sauce on that hoe. I kind of be doing too much, but. So we were here, right? And we were kind of we hadn't really talked much, honestly. Like, me and my grandfather, we've never had a super, like, talkative relationship. We haven't been very close ever since I was, like, younger, like 8, 9, 10. Ever since I got to, like, middle school, I was basically kind of just isolated. But ever since I'd gotten onto my mystical path and I'd really come into, like, my spiritual path of, like, Christian mysticism, I found this, like, into, like, building this relationship with my grandfather through Christianity. My grandfather's been a deacon. He's actually a reverend now, but he's been a deacon of the church for the last, like, 15, 20 years. And so I was there and I wanted to talk to him. We hadn't really talked much. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, Papa, what's your favorite teaching from Jesus? And this was like a dual-faceted question. One, I wanted to see if he, I wanted to see his answer. But two, I also wanted to see if he had an answer. Because if you ask most Christians, hey, what's your favorite teaching from Jesus? They'll probably give you the answer my grandfather gave, which was, I don't know, actually. To me, that's kind of bonkers. Anyways. I've mentioned that story because in that moment, I was like, wow, that's so crazy. So many Christians follow Jesus. Like, Jesus is supposed to be their guy. They don't even know what the guy taught. Kind of wild, but I'll tell you what he taught. Because Jesus' gospel was very simple, very, very simple. Love. That was it. Jesus' whole gospel was love. And I have two scriptures I want to read to you. First is from the Gospel of Thomas. Now, the Gospel of Thomas is a gospel that was not included in the Bible. It's not a canonical gospel. But in my opinion, it is one of the greatest spiritual texts because it's just composed of 100 plus sayings and teachings from Jesus. And a lot of them are super mystical, non-dual teachings. Saying 25, Jesus taught, love your companions as you do your own soul. Protect them as you would the pupil of your eye. Now, I don't know about you, but if anything is coming from my eye, I'm fucking dodging out the way. I'm juking. I'm fucking like hitting weaves, hitting ducks, and what you talking about? You feel me? Like, what you talking about, bro? If anything's coming from my eye, I'm protecting that shit. You feel me? That is what Jesus called us to do for our neighbors. He said, love your companion as you do your own soul. I mean, that's dual-faceted, though. Love your companion, but you also have to love yourself. That's very important. Very, very important. Protect them as you would the pupil of your eye. Protect everyone ruthlessly as you would the pupil of your own eye. Man, I don't know, man. Like, that shit is hot. That's hot right there, baby. That's saying number one. Second teaching will be from the Bible. This is, find it, Matthew, 5:43 through 48. This is the American Standard Version. Ye have heard that it was said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, pray for them that persecute you, that ye may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. For if ye love them that love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? Right? Like, doesn't everyone love the people that love them? Who cares? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? If you only praise the people that are close to you, what more do you do than other people? Nothing. Do not even the Gentiles the same? Ye therefore shall be perfect, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Like I said, what Jesus is calling us to do here is very simple, but it's very hard. Because loving your enemy is not easy. Having spiritual judgment and not egoic human judgment when we see somebody acting in a way that isn't aligned with who they are. It's about loving ourselves. And from that love for ourselves, extending that love to others. See, the thing is, like, Jesus didn't care what you did or, like, what you said. Like, if it didn't come from the heart, it didn't matter. Jesus says, not everyone who calls me Lord, Lord is going to enter my kingdom. Only the one who does the will of my Father. Jesus also said, there are people who perform great works and miracles in my name. On that day, I will look at you and say, get away from me, you who practice wickedness, for I never knew you. So it's like, wait, hold up. It's practicing wickedness to, like, perform miracles in the name of Jesus if they're not really coming from the heart? Coming from wanting to truly spread the love of God to another? But it's coming from, oh yeah, I want to feel good, I want to be special, I want to do this thing for Jesus so he thinks I'm special. Come on, bro. God knows where your desire and where your intent lies, alright? So don't bullshit. Jesus' gospel was so simple. Love yourself, love others. But, like, oh man, like, the church has, like, the Catholic Church has fucking, like, corrupted Jesus' teachings and his message and made us think that, like, we have to, like, confess this dude as our Lord and Savior if we want to not go to hell. And it's like, that's just the furthest thing from truth. It's so far from the truth, bro. It's so far. It's so far. It's so far. Because, like, actually, I was at the pool yesterday, right? With one of my homies, Sada, and her friend, Sia, rather. And they're, like, spiritual mommies, right? And so we was, like, chopping it up. We was having, like, a conscious convo. It was so cool. And we was talking about, we were kind of ranting about how, like, every religion has this, like, us versus them mentality of we're right, you're wrong, even though all religions have the same core teachings, which is serve others. Detach from the physical world. It's like, bro. We have to be able to shed this us versus them paradigm that religion has taught us. Because that's why we can't love our enemies. We can't love our enemies because we think that they should be our enemies. People that are different from us, we think that they're bad because they're not doing what we're doing. No, they're just different. Different is only bad if you're at such a low level of consciousness to believe that different is a threat to your survival. That's literally what it is. Different beliefs will come into your mind and challenge your current beliefs. And since your current identity wants to survive, these other beliefs can't resonate with you because if they did, your current identity would shatter. Right? So, like, a year and a half ago, I had my first mystical experience in January of 2024. And after that, I knew that God was love. Like, I had met God, and God was love. I'm not going to tell that story right now, but if you want to go check it out, I have like the short on my channel, so go check that out. It's like 2 minutes long. But basically, bro, after that, I was like, yo, God is love. So how can God also want to send me to hell for not confessing Jesus as Lord? It's like, wait, hold up. So anybody who's not a Christian is just automatically going to hell? That doesn't sound like a God of love. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? And so, like, for me, I started shedding this, like, us versus them paradigm of Christianity because I realized that thinking that one religion was right and other ones were wrong was foolish and a limited perspective. To think that only God, like God, which is infinite, God is infinite, omnipotent, all the power in the universe to create all the universe. And yet we think that God has a limited way of reaching his children and reaching their hearts, reaching their souls, reaching their minds. Oh yeah, only one tradition got it right. Christianity, or Islam, or Judaism, or Hindu, or Buddhism. Only one of them got it right. It's like, no, you're all fools. You all got part of it right, and you all got a lot of other shit wrong. That's how it is. And when you recognize that, when you see that, oh shit, no, everyone actually is saying things that are true and untrue. You understand that it's like, oh, well, I don't need to judge people for not believing what I believe, because at the end of the day, we're all different, and that's okay. But what you shouldn't do is say those people are bad or those people are wrong for not believing what you believe. That is egoic. That's going to keep you away from God. Do you understand? If you want to be closer to God, you need oneness. Judging people in your mind is not oneness, it's separation. You're distancing yourself from you and another person, rather than saying, no, I'm one with this person. I'm one with reality. I'm one with myself. When we judge people, when we judge ourselves, when we judge our circumstances, we are literally creating distance from ourselves and from it. This is separation. This separation causes suffering because this is not the nature of reality. Reality is oneness. It's interconnectivity. But the mind attempts to separate. And when the mind attempts to do bullshit, we usually experience that bullshit back as karma. You see what I'm saying? And so I need you to understand, like, your judgment is the source of all your suffering. But you're only judging people because you believe that I'm right, they're wrong. Well, you're an idiot, so you should stop believing that. That paradigm is not good. It doesn't serve you. It keeps you limited. It keeps you further from love. And love is what you need if you want to expand, if you want to grow. Here's the mindset I want you to follow, or the tactic I want you to really have. I need you to re-qualify judgment the instant it pops into your mind, right? So like Jesus, he told us, ye have heard it was said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies and pray for them that persecute you. If you want to love your enemies, that means you can't judge them. And so that means when you do judge them, because, hey, the judgment's going to come, you have to re-qualify it. What does this look like? Imagine your mind is like a seesaw. Whenever we feel like suffering, whenever we feel like a negative experience, it's because there's an imbalance in the seesaw. And so what we need to do, let's say this is an imbalance, we need to gain the opposite perspective. It's like, let's say this is an imbalance, we gain the opposite perspective, and then boom, it rebalances. You see what I'm saying? And so, let's say, here's an example. This is like a silly example, but I have some coffee here, right? It's pretty hot. Now, let's say I drink some coffee here, and then I burn my tongue. Right? I could look at that two ways. One, ow, what the fuck? That hurt. Maybe I shouldn't drink hot coffee ever again. I mean, that's kind of extreme, but you could perceive that way. right? Or you could say, ow, what the fuck, that hurt. Let me be more careful about drinking coffee when it's super hot. Let me wait for it to cool off. Let me just be more cautious, right? So you have one end where it's like the same exact experience happened. I burned my fucking tongue drinking this hot ass coffee, right? Cool. I didn't get burned. It wasn't that hot. In one scenario, I say I'm never gonna drink hot coffee again. Now I'm just an iced coffee man, I guess. In another scenario, I'm like, okay, I just have to be more cautious about when my coffee is hot as fuck before I drink it. You see how it's the exact same circumstance, but it caused two different outcomes. This person is literally never drinking hot coffee again in their life. This person has wisdom about, oh shit, my coffee's gonna be hot, let me just be more careful. You see what I'm saying? That opposite perspective is, I don't have to give it up, I just have to have wisdom. You see what I'm saying? And that was kind of like a silly example. Let me give you a more like real example, okay? Let's say you're a guy and there's a girl you like, okay? And you're into her and you're like simping. You're like simping, I'm not gonna lie. And she's kind of into you, but she's like not that into you, you feel me? Now, you right now have this belief that if I have this girl in my life, she's going to give me something. She's going to like fill me up some way that I don't currently have. This is what you believe right now. And because you're operating from this belief, which is false by the way, you feel like shit. I don't know if y'all have ever been like a fucking down bad simp for a girl who isn't even into you like that, but I have a handful of times. That shit is not cool. That shit is whack, bro. That shit is whack as fuck. You know what I mean? And so right now, you have this belief that this girl can fulfill me. She can give me something I don't have. This is the belief you currently have in your mind. Well, what's the opposite belief of that? This woman can't fulfill me. She can't give me something that I don't already have. And that's actually true. And once you hold that perspective, you can come to this realization of like, oh shit, okay. I can't look to a woman to give me something I don't already have. Guys, like women don't want to like fill your cup up. They don't want to do it. They want you to fill their cup up, actually. Women don't want to be your source. Your source needs to be fucking God. Do you understand me? Right? If you don't feel fulfilled when you go to bed at night, that's because you are doing something wrong. It's not because you don't have a girl, it's because you're not living how you should. You're not giving your gift. You're not doing what God has called you to do. I promise you that if you spent more time being present with yourself, meditating, going outside for walks, if you had more time giving your gift, making things, art, teaching, building, whatever, progressing towards your goals, had more times in good conversations, spending times with quality people that you really enjoyed, who gave you energy back and didn't just fucking leech from you. If you did those things, you would be sick. You wouldn't need a woman to be in your life to give you something you don't have because you already have everything. Now granted, of course you can't give yourself sex or a woman's energy. Of course you can't give yourself those things, right? But you have to have this lack versus abundance paradigm, right? The lack paradigm is I'm looking for a woman to give me something I don't have because I need her to fill me up. I am insecure, I'm lacking, I'm incomplete. This woman will make me incomplete, so I want her. That is incorrect. Please stop believing that, please. The other perspective is, a woman can't satisfy me, can never fulfill me. All she can do is bring more into my life, more abundance, right? And so like for me, like I love spending time with women, right? Like I told you guys, I was with my girls yesterday, right? And that was cool. Like I'm trying to sauce up Sia. Her fine ass. Anyways, like I love spending time with women because at the end of the day, yeah, feminine energy is great. Touching women is great. Doing physical and sexual things is great. And like all that stuff is awesome, right? Even just like being around women and talking to them. All that stuff is awesome, right? But for me, it just adds more to my life. it's not like this was like the thing that like my fucking life is revolving around, right? Like yesterday, I went to the pool with them at like 7, 8, like 7:30ish, right? And I was just chilling. I was balling out. My girl Sada, she had asked me, she was like, "What you do today?" I was like, "Woke up, you know, chilled for a little bit, fucking recorded a couple videos, came back home, did some dishes, had some food, practiced piano for like an hour, streamed some chess, then I came here, right? Being productive as fuck, right? I had already given my gift, right? I'd already showed up for my mission, right? I recorded my YouTube videos yesterday. I practiced piano. I practiced developing my skills. I streamed a little bit. I was sick, bro. I already did all the things to fill me up. And so when I showed up with them last night, I was just cooling, right? I wasn't looking for them to give me anything that I didn't have. I wanted to give them things. You know what I mean? That's my paradigm. It has to be abundance, guys. You have to have that abundance mentality with everything in life, right? This isn't just with women. At the end of the day, guys, like, this physical realm, it's never gonna satisfy you. Like, searching for things in this physical reality to give you satisfaction and fulfillment, it's not gonna happen because inherently this physical reality is finite. And so anything that you get will be finite, which means it'll eventually fade away. But you know what's not finite? The internal world. The desire that God has put on your heart. That will never run out. The love of God that is living in you and around you constantly. That is always there. I went on that tangent because I was talking about like requalifying judgment in your mind, right? Talking about like the opposite perspectives. I gave that example of the opposite perspective when it comes to women of like, a woman will give me fulfillment and satisfaction. She'll make me complete because I'm incomplete. That's the imbalanced perspective. And so you need to hold the opposite perspective of a woman can never satisfy me or never fulfill me, and she can only add more to my life when I'm already full. See what I'm saying? And once you have that opposite perspective, now you've requalified, now you're balanced. Now your mind is good. When it comes to requalifying judgment, you can ask yourself a couple questions. Let me give you this key mindset real quick though. All judgment starts within. Let's say that someone watched my video, right? Let's say someone watches this video and then they comment on this video like, "Jaden, you're fucking stupid. Never make videos about this ever again. No one's gonna listen," right? It's like, shit, who hurt you, bro? Like, if I got that comment, it wouldn't affect me, because at the end of the day, I don't hold any judgment about the content I make. I know that the things I have to say are very valuable. I know my teachings are very good. I know my stories are pretty good. I know I have a great personality. I'm a funny guy. Right? And so, like, I know I'm not an idiot. I know my teachings are good and they'll impact people. And so I don't have any internal judgment about what I've created. And so any external judgment that comes to me is just bounced off, right? I'm rubber, you're glue. Anything you say bounces off me and sticks right back to you. The fuck is you talking about? Right? When you have this like self-love barrier, external judgment can't come into your field. See what I'm saying? But this comes with internally loving yourself. Like I said, all judgment starts within. You're judging other people because you're judging yourself, right? Any external judgment, someone judging you or you judging them, is simply a reflection of your own internal judgment of something you're carrying, right? I'll give you guys this example about like me and my family. My stepmom never cleans her dishes after she does them. Like after she like makes something, like she never cleans them after, bro. If she does, it takes like 4 days. And by that time, I've probably already cleaned it because it just pissed me off. Right? And so I'm not going to lie. I be judging her for that. Right? But at the same time, I judge her for that because inside of me, I'm judging the fact that I also stall in bullshit and I put things off even though I shouldn't. You know what I mean? There's something I could do, it'll take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but I'll say, oh, I'll just do it later. You know what I mean? And that's something I'm working on, I'm getting better at. But I see that I have that judgment for her because I have that judgment for myself. You see what I'm saying? All external judgment is a reflection of your own internal judgment. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, all judgment starts within. So ask yourself these 2 questions. Where am I judging myself? That's the first one. The second one is, what opposite perspective do I need to hold in order to fix the imbalance in my mind, right? Like I said, your mind is like a seesaw. When you're imbalanced, you need to hold the opposite perspective in order to find the balance. And so if you're judging yourself, you need to hold the opposite perspective, loving yourself, accepting yourself. I used to be extremely critical of like my dancing skills, even though I'm like very good at dancing. And it's not even really my dancing skills, it was just how people perceive me when dancing, right? I judged myself I would judge myself about like how I would dance for some reason. Actually, you know what? I don't even know. Fuck me, man. I don't think I ever even had anybody like externally tell me like, Jaden, you can't dance. I think it was all just me seeing other people dance and then me comparing myself to them, thinking I'm not as good as them, and then saying I'm not good at dancing, and so I stopped, right? But like, bro, growing up when I was like 5 through 9 in my elementary school, I was the fucking king of dance parties, bro. We used to have dance parties like every day or like every week in my elementary school, bro. Bro, I used to be fucking king of the dance parties, bro. What are you talking about, bro? I used to be fucking turning up, getting fucking lit, bro. You throw on some Jersey Cuz, I'll start fucking spazzing. You throw on some Latin music, I'll start getting the hips rocking, baby. You feel me? Like, bro, I love dancing. I love it. But before I really started like actually allowing myself to dance again, which was like a year ago, actually like a year and a half ago, I was holding this belief in my mind that like, oh, I'm bad at dancing. Oh, I can't dance. But one day I was just like, who fucking cares, Jaden? Honestly, like, so what? So what if you're bad at dancing? So what if you can't dance? Okay. Right? It's like, why do you need to be good? And I feel like as artists, that's something that like is the biggest thing. Like, we always want everything to be good. We want everything to be excellent and perfect. And it's just like, why? Why? When it's like, well, here's why. It's because if it's not perfect, then it's imperfect. And if it's imperfect, that means people can judge us for it. And then if people can judge us for it, we can judge ourselves for it, and we don't want to do that. So I get that. I've been there. But at the end of the day, you're not going to stop judging yourself if you don't start loving yourself. And the thing is, love comes not from liking it, but from accepting it regardless. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes when I dance, it's bad. Is what it is. Sometimes when I sing, it's bad. Is what it is. Sometimes when I record, it's bad. Is what it is. That's the game, guys. I no longer judge myself. And so, because I'm not judging myself, I don't judge others. Not judging others, expanding your heart for love, it starts right here, guys. Like, I used to have such negative thoughts 2 years ago. Oh, I'm so bad. I suck. I'm a piece of shit. I'm so depressed. Oh, my life is so fucking horrid. I don't even remember the last time, like, I called myself, like, a piece of... Actually, I say it funnily. Like, I say it, like, as a joke. Or, like, half sarcastically, when I, like, half mean it and I half don't. But that's kind of, like, to slap me up so I can start, you know, like, getting off my ass. Rather than just, like, belittling myself and staying in a constant cycle of negativity, right? Your thoughts are everything. Because at the end of the day, it's like, your only real experience of reality is what you have going on in here. everything that you experience in this like physical reality is filtered through your mind. And so if your mind is fucked, your whole life is fucked. Do you get me? And I promise you, like, the heart is how you stop the mind from being fucked. The mind just wants to judge people and stay in separation. But the more you pull the mind into the heart, the less it can do that. Because the heart can't judge. The heart already knows we're all one. The heart knows the truth of reality. And so the more you bring the mind into the heart, the more you say, no, 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 no. I don't want to judge this person. I want to love them. You know, here's actually a really good way. When you judge somebody, let's say like, I don't know, let's say you're just out in public and you see somebody and you think they're like kind of ugly. And you say that in your mind and you're like, oh, fuck, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have thought that. I want you to find a compliment for them, okay? Saying something bad about somebody, saying something good about somebody. Opposite, right? You can alchemize judgment into love through a compliment. And so you can say, oh man, well, I like this person's style. I like this person's hair. I like their eyes. I like their shoes. Whatever. I like their voice, right? Whatever. I'll say this actually. I was at this college campus the other day. I like to go there and read their books. And I was in like the library. There's this girl. She had this like Demon Slayer shirt on. And she wasn't like very attractive, honestly. She was probably like a 5.5, 6 out of 10. Right? But I said like she was passing me. I said, excuse me, I love your shirt. And she was just like she gave me like this cute ass smile, and then she did like a little bow. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that is such W vibes. I love that. And that like instantly made me more attracted to her. You feel me? And so it's like, granted, in that scenario, I didn't really have like judgment about her. But it's like, the fact that like energetically she gave me something to like, it gave her more points in my book, even though she wasn't like as physically attractive, right? You see what I'm saying? And so it's like, when you can find a way to compliment somebody, that is so potent. Like, I'll give you guys this example. I was at Panera Bread maybe 2 months ago or something. And there's this lady in there and she was bitching. She was going off on the employees, bro, at like the front. I don't know what it was, but it was like some just bullshit, it was just some like bullshit, honestly, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, in my mind, I started judging her. And I was just like, holy shit, what is this lady's fucking problem, bro? Like, I'm about to go up to this lady and like give her some fucking masculine presence because she probably needs it. This lady was tripping so much, I was genuinely thinking about like stepping into it and being like, yo, do I need to like mediate this shit? You know what I mean? Because she was fucking wildin', bro. I go to the bathroom, right? And like in my mind, I'm like, Jaden, you're judging this woman. You shouldn't do that, right? And so I thought in my head, I'm like, you know what? This lady is probably going through like a very hard experience. She probably had something like just happened to her. Let me not even trip. Actually, you know what? This was actually what it was that did it for me, that got me into this mindset. Earlier that day, I had watched a video by a guy named Ed Lawrence. He makes like business content for YouTubers. And he was telling the story of how like you never really know what's going on with people. And he gave this example of when he was like 19. He used to do like lawnscaping. And there was this one lady one time where he literally did the job perfectly, but she was fucking tripping, saying that he didn't do the job. She wasn't gonna pay him. She wasn't gonna recommend him. She was like, she was wilding. And Ed was fucking tripping because he's like, I literally did the job you paid me for. What are you on about, lady? Right? I think like a day or two later, she hits him up and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry like that had happened. I found out that my son had died in a car crash that day. And I was just all over the place. And when Ed heard that, he was just like, fuck. When I heard Ed tell that story, I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? And so, like, I'm in Panera in this bathroom, right? And I'm just like, you know what? Something crazy has probably happened to this woman where she's tripping and she just can't control her emotions. Something triggered her at Panera, and so she just started going on. I understand that. And so because I understood the opposite perspective, I wasn't judging this woman, but I was understanding her. Boom. Judgment gone. And then I left the bathroom and I saw her and I was like, yo, she has really nice hair actually. And then it was fully released. The judgment was no longer there. See what I'm saying? Holding the opposite perspective, finding that opposite perspective and then holding it, that is how you release that judgment. That's how you expand your capacity to love. Let me leave you off with this final teaching. Love is inherently self-transcendent. And so, as you expand your sense of self to no longer just be me, the individual, but I'm identified with my family, my friends, with my community, with my purpose, with my mission, with the world, with the cosmos itself. As you continue to expand your sense of self, as you continue to expand your awareness, you expand your capacity to love. And as you expand your capacity to give love, you expand your capacity to receive love. As you requalify your mind and you expand your awareness, you also expand your capacity to love. And so, like, I'm not telling you this shit because I just think it's cool. Nah, I'm telling you to do this requalifying your mind shit because, one, it's going to give you a better quality of life internally. You're going to have less negative thoughts. You're going to feel negatively about other people less, and that's going to just make you feel more good in general. But two, not gonna lie, I completely forgot my second reason. LOL. Your own internal world. That's pain right there. You know what? Fuck it. This was good. This was good. I'm just gonna end it there. Judge not, or you will be judged. Forgive, and you'll be forgiven. My name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. Like I said, it's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are and express who they truly are. I don't know why my brain just started not working. So if that mission resonates with you, I'd appreciate if you drop a sub, join our movement here on YouTube. If you're ready to take your journey to the next level, join our community over on School. If you want to talk to me one-to-one, you can book a paid consultation. And if you'd like to follow my art or hit me up, ask for some personalized advice, you can follow me on Instagram. All links in the description, all right? Do it today. Be better for it tomorrow. Stay devoted. Stay inspired.